I know more curse words than I do actual words. Be advised. Hey y'all, I'm Jenn. I'm from Oakland and I'm an androgynous Black lesbian feminist and a lover of all Black people.
This is Daren. I'm an asexual novelist, researcher, and bona fide comic book fanatic from the widest part of Southern California.
Orange County. We're queer millennials with 3 kids and nearly 20 years of marriage.
This is a podcast about the realities of Blackness, adulting, and relationships.
This is That Black Couple. Hello.
Hi.
Why do you sound so chipper?
It's been a long time.
It's been a long ass time and I've been getting more sleep. So I sound chipper too, but you just can't tell because I'm high.
So you're mellow.
Mellow.
You're chipper but mellow.
Chipper but mellow. Y'all, it's episode 41 of season 3 of That Black Couple. We're back.
We made it.
We made it, Jesus Christ. It's almost Halloween. I want y'all to go grab some hot apple cider. So okay, I have to make an admission because this is a safe space, right?
Always.
Okay, so we grew up in California.
Mm-hmm.
Hot apple cider was not really a big thing for us.
No, because it's too hot.
It's too fucking hot. You can't drink that. Like hot chocolate, hot apple cider. Like there's not a lot of occasions where you can drink that because we have sun. Right?
It's like 60 degrees at the coldest. You're like, ooh,
right.
Bird.
Christmas is hot. Thanksgiving's hot. So we drank Martinelli's apple cider and we was like,
That was the shit.
That was the shit. But it was always cold. So then we moved to Chicago and people was like, oh my God, apples. And we were like, what's the big deal? They're like, have you been to the apple farms? And we're like, no. Is that a thing? Black people, like blackity black people are like, I'm about to go pick these apples. And I didn't realize that this was like a cultural thing all over the Midwest and even here in upstate New York. Mm-hmm. And the other day I was teaching my students and, I have very, very Black students, very, very Black. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going apple picking this weekend. And my student, who's a very Black student, he has a lot of names and some of them start with D-E or L-A.
Oh my God.
I'm just trying to give you a context. This is a Black man. He's Black.
Please continue.
You know what I'm saying? Like Damarian, LaShawn.
DeMario.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, you going apple picking, but is the apple picking good up here? I was like, what does that even mean? I don't know how to answer this question. I was like, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, what do you mean by that? He's like, I'm from Michigan, so, our apple picking is lit. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it's apples at a farm. He said, yeah, but they got to have other stuff too. I was like, oh, no, they got fritters. They got apple. He said, they got the donuts. I was like, yeah, they got the donuts. He was like, okay. I was like, this is a real thing. Y'all are really invested in apple picking.
It's a big deal. People wait all year for this.
Because they don't have shit else to do.
True.
I'm so sorry to this Midwest.
No shade but shade.
I'm so sorry to this upstate. Y'all don't have nothing else to do.
But walk around outside in the cold, picking up apples off the ground.
And pick up apples that you could have bought at the store. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
And I mean, I don't really do that part, but I'm pretty sure you're overpaying for the apple.
Right.
Like, if you had gotten it from the store, they would have been cheaper and closer to the house.
Listen.
And, inspected.
No, I'm not going to sit here and be elitist. I'm going to be honest about this. Apple's like my favorite dessert flavor, so I'm not mad at all. When we go to them apple farms, I'd be like, listen, I want the fritters. I want the pie. I want whatever's fried with a strudel cover on top. I want the donuts. And I don't even eat sweets.
And I want the alcohol, too.
I want the apple beers. I want the apple cider beers. I want the apple with the stuff on the side that look like applesauce, but it's chunkier. I don't care what it is. Give it to me, right? Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is that y'all don't have shit else to do. And I'm grateful to y'all for having this to do, but also y'all don't have shit else to do. And I just wanted to say that because this is a safe place. Don't DM me. Don't send me no messages, okay? I don't want to see nothing on Twitter like, oh my God, you don't like. That's not what I said. I just said y'all don't have shit else to do. 2 things can be true.
And y'all know it's true.
Y'all know it's
lie.
True.
Don't lie.
Because if you was busy, you wouldn't be picking the apples. Somebody else would be picking them and you would just go get them out the bag. Anyway, have a seat, y'all. with your apple cider. This is That Black Couple. I'm Jen.
And I'm Daren.
And before we get started, I want to make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at That BLK Couple, on Facebook at That Black Couple, and look us up on the internets at www.thatblackcouple.com.
And as you already know, you can stream our episodes everywhere. Any place they have podcasts, you can find us there, and you should listen to us on multiple platforms if you have access to multiple platforms. That means Google Play. It means Apple Podcasts. It means Stitcher. It means SoundCloud. It means all of those places. Go there, listen, rate, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, whatever the platform provides. If it's positive feedback, please give it to us.
Please.
Now let's go.
Let's go. I'm so excited to be back. Okay, so this is a rundown episode. This is another rundown episode. What that means is y'all may have noticed you didn't get an episode from us in September, and we're sorry.
And why didn't we get an episode in September?
Don't start your shit with me.
What? Why did we not find time?
Let's go to segment 1. First things first.
Yeah, I know. If you look in the notes that I put together for today's episode, I wanted to address that. Why didn't anyone get an episode in the month of September?
Because we didn't record it.
I know, but why didn't we record? I mean,
I don't know. You was traveling too much.
We be really busy. We got busy lives. We got a lot going on, but we usually find time.
Because you wanted to have 3 kids.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's been pretty consistent the whole time we've had the podcast. So I don't think that changed.
You wanted both of us to have a full-time job.
Yeah, I'm saying that also has been consistent the whole time that we've had the podcast. So I'm just trying to figure out what was different.
Say what the fuck you got to say, Daren.
So in September, we celebrated another year.
Yes.
Of you being on this green earth.
Yes. Yes. It was my birthday month.
And we were all excited about it, and it was great.
Yes.
And you had the brilliant idea.
Yes.
To celebrate the whole month.
The entire month. I've never done it before.
So how many weekends did you spend in this household?
1.
Out of what, 4 weekends?
5.
Oh, out of 5. Sorry. Out of 5 weekends of September, only one of them were you actually home.
Correct.
Only actually were you in the county where our home resides.
And how many Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays did you spend in the house?
See, that's what we're not going to do because I'm a grad student. And,
no. We want to tell my business.
And we
want to talk about mothers.
That's an agreement that we made.
We want to talk about mothers.
You were like, I support you. I love you
so much.
I want you to go.
I want you to get that MFA.
Get that piece of paper.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about this.
Go do it. And I said, it's going to be so hard because.
And I said, you know what? I'm here for you.
I'm going to be gone. Like every week, I'm going to be gone for a couple days. Like, are you sure? Like that's going to be a lot of a burden for our whole family to bear.
How it went.
And you were like, you know what? We are here for you. We are one. We are together we are here for each other at all times.
Partner. Amazing partner.
And so again, something that didn't change.
Yeah.
Been consistent over the last year. So, that's not really something we can chalk up to why we didn't record.
And then my birthday came around. I said, I want to celebrate every weekend. And you said,
you
know what?
You do it.
You said, you know what? I love you, girl. You do that. You reclaim your birthday because we're both supportive partners. So you're not going to indict me on this podcast. I want y'all to hear what he trying to do. I want y'all to hear what this motherfucker tried to do. This nigga been with me for 20 years. You see how he tried to come and get me out?
I didn't say there was anything wrong with it.
September,
I didn't say that I wasn't supportive.
In the September, the year of our Lord Beyonce, I was gone every single weekend except for one, and Daren's ass was gone every single midweek except for one. We were not seeing each other.
Listen, we weren't, and as we just noted, as you all already know, we are parents, and we have 3 children.
We was tag teaming.
It was really like you come in tag team.
It was some WWE. We did the Shawn Michaels, Bret Michaels. We definitely was
I think there was a day where you were coming in and I was leaving and we actually didn't see each other.
Yes, that happened.
Like I was commuting.
I dropped kids off and I went to the airport.
Commuting out.
Yes. Yes. I saw you that day on my phone via video. Yes.
And just so everyone knows, a lot of times people ask, how do you do it? Oh my God, y'all doing so much. That's how we do it.
That's
crazy
how we do
shit
it.
like that.
It was out of our. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do that again. I did it and I'm done. I'm 38 years old. I'm too fucking old for that shit. I'm never spending that many weekends outside of my house in 1 month ever again. I don't know why you condone that. I am the Virgo with the Pisces moon and the Aquarius rising and the Aries black moon Lilith. You are supposed to ground me.
But listen, I am the Taurus sun.
And the Capricorn moon.
And the Libra ascendant. See, I was like, you know what? Your birthdays have been jacked up.
I am the Aquarius
almost your
ascendant.
entire life.
You are supposed to ground me, sir.
And that's what I did. I said, I'm going to hold it down for you.
No.
While you're out in these streets.
Y'all, he let me lean to my own devices.
Listen, I went to the grocery store. I planned meals for her to cook when she came back.
That did happen the
way you said. She didn't even have to plan them. I planned them out and got all the ingredients.
You did a great job, but all I'm saying is don't do that shit again.
And here's the thing. We made it through. We made it through.
I'm in one piece, I think.
We are here. It's been a couple weeks. It took us, about 2 weeks to recover.
I ain't never been so tired in my life.
But we're here.
I said, why am I sleeping like this?
But you know what we also managed to touch on in the midst of all of that?
What?
That Telfar rainbow drop.
I still managed to buy 3 fucking Telfar bags. I went to Montreal. I went to Toronto. I went to Philly. I went to New York City. I saw museums. I walked around. I ate food. I went to Austin last weekend. Let's not even talk about the fact that I skipped one weekend and then still went to Austin and went to Austin city limits. I saw Six Lack, aka Black. I call him Six Lack. Some people call him Black. You call him what you want to. I saw Jasmine Sullivan. I saw Arlo Parks. I saw James Blake. I saw Red Hot Chili Peppers. I have done so many things in the last 6 weeks of my life.
And still bought some Telfars in the midst of it all.
And still bought Telfars and still teaching graduate students. I'm out here applying for grants for my 3rd book. I gave a talk at UT Austin for my 3rd book.
Listen,
bitch.
We're tired is what she's saying. We are tired.
We're tired. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we're not tired.
But in the midst of all of that, again, a lot of stuff, a lot of big things were happening in the world. And we like to report on them to y'all. We like to give you our kind of view and our slant on things. And I feel like it would be doing you all a disservice if we just acted like those things didn't happen and we didn't respond. The other thing I want to talk about is we said there's a lot that's been going on.
A lot.
And one thing we've been talking about a lot over the last couple months is the stuff that we're doing on the business end. And how there's a lot kind of going on behind the scenes. And I want everyone to also kind of realize that some of those things are not coming, to the fore. Some of those things are coming up above surface. Yeah. And I think everyone needs to really get plugged in with those things. The first one, your Black Feminist Book Club has been going on for a couple months now.
No, bro. Almost a year.
Dang, it's been almost a year already?
Yes.
Damn.
I started it November 2021.
It's been almost a year.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you don't know about it, if you haven't gotten plugged in on it, this is an amazing, amazing opportunity. Go ahead and kind of outline what that looks like.
So the Black Feminist Book Club, I started it last fall. It's been primarily virtual, meaning, every single month we read a book. There's a syllabus posted on my website, jennmjackson.com/Black Feminist Book Club. And we have a very clear system. You join on Patreon. If you join on Patreon, you can get lecture notes from me every single month. So what's really dope about the Black Feminist Book Club is that there's multiple ways to get tapped in. There's my Patreon, Jenn M. Jackson, PhD. You can look that up anywhere on the internet and you'll find me. So there's a Patreon. You get tapped in there. There's also a monthly newsletter that I send out. You'll find it on my website. There's also a Facebook group now. Black Feminist Book Club, you can get tapped into on Facebook. And if you just follow along on my Instagram and my Twitter, you can find out what's happening with the Black Feminist Book Club and how to get tapped in. If you just want to read the books, right? I have a whole syllabus posted on my website. And you're just like, what are they reading? What are we talking about this month? You can just get tapped in on my website. Now, I also want to move into some other stuff too. Talking to people virtually, and that's coming too.
Yep, and that's why I really think it really behooves you to kind of get plugged in now, get plugged in on socials, following Colored Convos Media on social, following us on our socials, and kind of keeping up to date as to what's happening. I know one of the big initiatives that we're working on right now is for coming up in the next, But by the end of the year, actually, we'll be starting. We're going to be doing author talks.
That's it.
Our first author is going to be the very distinguished Dr. Jenn M. Jackson.
I'm so sick of your shit. You are so annoying. Yes. So I've done a couple things, with like colleagues and stuff on Instagram Live, but this will be a formal author talk that we're going to start having through Color Combos Media, and it'll be affiliated with the Black Feminist Book Club. And it'll be an opportunity just to sit and ask questions and talk about publishing and talk about, pitching and how to find an agent or whatever people have questions about. So I think I'm going to do that in November. And then starting in December, we're going to just start having authors at least once a month. Mm-hmm. We already have someone confirmed for February who's a pretty dope ass, pretty big, well-known author.
Heavy hitter. Like
National Book Award level. We also have a really dope individual with a really great book coming in the spring who we have confirmed already. So we have we got some dope people coming for these author talks. And the way to get into them without having to pay the registration fee is to get tapped in on Patreon, either the Color Combos Media Patreon or my Patreon to get tapped in any of our programming. We do writing programming over the summer. Any of that will get you in ahead of the game. You'll get the registration link before it goes out to the public, which means you will not have to go through all the hoops and loops that other people will have to go through.
And you'll get some extra, fringe benefits as well.
Yeah, like I give away a book every single month.
Yep.
Every single month I pick a winner from my Patreon and give them a book for free.
Every month.
Every month. Some people got it for twice already. Like, get over there.
Come on.
This podcast is supported by generous donations from our patrons and listeners. Become a supporter today by heading to www.patreon.com/colorcombosmedia.
You can stream the show on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and SoundCloud. When you listen, please consider hitting that heart button, sharing, giving us a 5-star rating, and leaving some dope comments. This helps us with our page rankings and gets more listeners for the show. Thank you so much.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
It's time for segment 2 of today's episode.
Lord Jesus.
And, like we said, we're catching up on some stuff. We were a little bit behind.
A little bit.
A little bit. And there was some big news. Things dominated the news cycle. The probably biggest one was the passing of Queen Elizabeth II.
Yeah, she did.
She passed away on September 8th.
She super did.
And the question I just really want to ask is...
You gonna start right there?
What?
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
We talking about the
do what
the
you
news.
gotta do. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The question I'm just asking is, who really cares about the Queen?
Oof.
To me, part of this is like celebrity culture. Like when like celebrities die, like we're supposed to all collectively mourn them.
Hold on,
let
me light this blunt real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, you might need it because it's only going downhill from here. But like like when celebrities die, like Angela Lansbury died recently, and I'm like, oh, that's really sad.
That was sad.
Like, and we're all supposed to collectively mourn them. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, why are we all supposed to collectively mourn the passing of the Queen? Because
white supremacy.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and say that she was just a terrible person that just wreaked havoc on the earth.
Why not?
Because here's the thing. She did a lot of charitable things.
Oh my God! So did Hitler.
Listen. Let me.
I'm sure Hitler fed some kids.
Let me just go through the history real quick. 30-second history, right? Mm-hmm. So she was the Queen Regent of 32 sovereign states during her lifetime, and she was the Queen Regent of 15 at the time of her death. She reigned for 70 years and 214 days. That's the longest of any British monarch in history.
Does that mean that 16 sovereign regions emancipated themselves from her over the course of her life?
Mm-hmm. That's what that means.
Okay, just want to clarify.
Her reign was also the longest verified reign of any female sovereign in history.
Oh, yeah.
So when you think about like all those like shows that we watch and like Game of Thrones type of stuff where they're like, oh, look at the Queen and they married the person.
Daenerys.
Like this is out of all the royals of all time.
Oh, I'm so excited that
she reigned the longest.
Women can oppress also.
Listen, she was the patron of more than 600 organizations and charities.
Oh.
the Charities Aid Foundation estimated that she helped raise over 1.4 billion pounds for her patronages during her reign.
That's amazing.
And like I say that to say, I'm not here to just say that she was just a villain.
I am.
You know, she was a person. You know, people have nuance and depth.
A villainous person.
Even when you think about stories, like any villain that's a good villain, you know, has good intentions or thinks that they're doing the right thing or, you know, whatever, right? They're not just fully evil.
No,
right?
fuck her.
I say all that just to preface the fact of like, she's like, what does the queen have to do with me though? Like everything. I feel like you go outside and you say, "Oh, I don't really care about the queen dying," and people look at you like, "Oh my god!" Like, but why?
She's the symbol of colonialism.
But why do I, as a black person in America,
it's a great
why
question.
am I expected to give a fuck about to me it's like people die every day. Anytime a person dies, oh, that's sad, somebody died. But like, I don't know them. They're not related to me. They don't have no real effect on my life.
So what is the question? Because you're clearly not asking me this question because I don't give a fuck about her and I don't think we should give a fuck about her. So asking a black person and an audience that listens to black people why we should have to care about somebody we don't give a fuck about. And it's because white people believe that we should give a fuck about their patrons and their saints and their life and their culture, and they can expend ours and co-opt it and only use it when it's useful to them or makes them feel like they have some type of cultural capital.
Yeah, it's a dominance thing. It's like if I care, that means everyone else is supposed to care, and if you don't
white
care,
supremacy.
Then I need to attack you.
It's called white supremacy. The word you're looking for is white supremacy.
That's
the terminology is global white supremacy. Angela Davis writes about this, and that racial capitalism is a global phenomenon. I don't know. Fuck her.
You know what's funny though, because I was in class this week. Because I'm a grad student.
On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays of every single week. Yes, even in September.
Wow, we're doing this.
Yeah.
We're doing this. Okay, so I was in class, and my teacher actually asked one of the students in class because she is British.
Oh God.
And was asking her about racism, and like saying like, hey, is outside of the U.S. is racism different? Do y'all look at us and say, wow, y'all have a really terrible racism problem?
Why the fuck would they ask that?
Listen, I'm not going to go and talk about what the full answer was, but what came out of it was she was saying like, she even said she's like I didn't really care about the queen, and people said that she died, and I was like, like I don't like her, like, and that's the thing that we also have to remember. Like we're talking about. To me, it's the same thing with Trump. Like you say things about Trump, and all these people come out of the woodwork like, oh, so terrible. Yes. But realistically, there's a gang of white people out there too that also don't give a fuck.
Are you all white lives mattering right now? What is happening? Have you been off this for a long time?
No, I'm just what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know this man.
What I'm saying is that the worst white voices tend to be the loudest ones.
Well, yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
And what I'm also saying in this conversation of the queen is just like a lot of things, realistically, like even like this whole debate and drama we're having about abortion, the majority of people agree that abortion should be legal. But we all sitting out here at the mercy of the worst of the white supremacists.
You really think that's true? Really?
That's true.
So this is where
I think it's true.
This is where I stand up as a political scientist and have to say something.
Look, that's why you're here.
Okay.
We're here for your expertise.
So I think what you're saying is interesting because I think if we poll people and ask them if they support abortion, then the data sure shows that they themselves would not get an abortion. But when we think about the term support, we have to think about that dynamically. Because what they don't support is they don't support a Planned Parenthood being erected in their community. They won't donate to anything like that. They won't donate to services that help queer and trans people have access to reproductive care. So they don't actually support it. They just don't feel invested in it. And a lot of white people are able to disinvest from issues that don't personally concern them because of white privilege. Because white privilege provides an umbrella, it provides scaffolding, it provides a social safety net where they can just walk around the world. And if something doesn't apply to them, they don't have to give a fuck.
Well, let me make sure I'm understanding what you're saying, because I think I fully agree with what you're saying. What you were saying is because of white supremacy, white people can sit somewhere with their feet up, drinking a lemonade,
Yes.
you know, doing whatever it is they want to do,
Yes.
eating their mayonnaise sandwiches,
Yes.
right, while the world is burning around them.
Yes.
And they can say, that's bad. I don't think the world should be burning.
Yes.
But they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to piss on the fire.
Exactly.
They're not going to.
Right.
They're not going to blow on it.
Until the fire catches their house.
Then it starts to burn one blade of their grass, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Right, and that's why I think
organize.
that's why I think this bad. You're kind of making a bad apples argument right now. The worst white people, like it's kind of a bad apples argument. And my argument is that the whole we're back to apple orchards. The whole apple orchard is fucked up, right? Because white supremacy, there are no white people who are immune from white supremacy, and there are no white people who do not benefit from white privilege. So in essence, even if we are talking about the worst white voices, the fact that the overwhelming majority of white people still allow those white people with those extremely fringe views to control what the rest of us have to fucking do means that they are complicit in the systems that are harming us.
Exactly, 100% true.
So fuck them too.
Oh yeah, fuck. Oh yeah, they're not.
Yeah, fuck that girl in your class too. Fuck that girl in your class. For real, like fuck these. I don't really care, and it's fuck you too. Like fuck you too.
I will say, hearing her talk about racism and how it is outside the U.S. was very eye opening. It was very, very eye opening.
Why?
Because it was to me it was a vantage point into you know exactly what you were just talking about these you know ambivalent white people who just step out. They're like, I'm out. I'm not a part of it.
Right.
Because she basically said that's what it's like. It's like that. That's what their racism is. But like that's like 100% of it.
Right.
Like there's like maybe like one or two people that are like, I'm gonna really actively try to do shit.
Right.
But the rest of them are like, oh, that's not my fight.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's how we ended up sitting there watching Puerto Rico be out of power the entire time we were looking at the fucking Queen's funeral procession. Like, oh my God, there was a spider at the funeral. Did everyone see that the spider came to the funeral? Let's zoom in on the spider.
That's the thing. It's like Jackson, Mississippi had no water. Just no water.
Women in Iran are being terrorized.
They're walking around with their heads uncovered.
Right.
Like this is like earth changing.
Brittany Griner is still in prison in Russia.
And we talking about the damn spider.
A fucking dead lady who was 96. She's supposed to be dead.
Who was oppressing people.
No shade, but like 96. She lived a full life. Let the shit go. They're like, oh my God, what a tragic loss. Who would have thought? Me. She's 96. Did you see her? She walks at the pace of a snail. She's fucking old. It's time to go. Let her go.
I don't know why we have to mourn rich old white people.
We don't have to mourn shit.
That's
my mourning is political, and I refuse to mourn some shit like that. Bitch, you know what I mourn? I mourn that I didn't eat no pizza when I was in Austin last weekend. Because they really seem like their pizza game is on. Like, New York has the best pizza.
You had some barbecue though, right?
I did.
See, and that's what I mourned. What I mourned is that I wasn't there with you.
That barbecue
but
was
you
lit.
were gonna send me pictures.
I had enchiladas.
Of all the great food that you ate.
I had this lovely thing called a mango lada. It had dried mango on the straw that I could chew while I drank it. Oh my God, it was so good. It had chunks of mango in the ice.
You're just gonna make me re-experience this.
Oh my God, it was like a slushy made of mango, but it had chili powder in it. Oh my God, I'm mourning that. See, I'm like in my third stage of grief.
That's something that should be mourned.
Fuck her. Like, I refuse to allow any type of imperialistic tradition to dictate how I get to feel about something. You don't get to tell me how to feel.
The thing is, that's why I wanted to talk about it. Just to be in solidarity with anyone who might feel silenced or feel like they're not allowed to speak up or they're not allowed to feel the way that they feel. No, fuck all of them.
Death is a natural part of life.
Like so many of us were like, why the fuck are we over here in America mourning the loss of the royalty? Like, we fought wars. Right. Why are we now mourning? Right. That's not...
Fuck her and her palace.
Fuck her. Fuck all that.
Fuck her and the horse she rode in on. Like, here's the thing. They don't give a fuck when black children get killed in the fucking street. They don't give a fuck about Tamir Rice. They don't give a fuck about Ayanna Stanley Jones. They don't give a fuck about Michael Brown or Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, if the Queen had really been out here, if she had been, talking about Black Lives Matter and marching the streets, okay, maybe I would have been like, oh, wow, she really was trying. I feel bad that we lost her, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Possibly. Maybe not.
Potentially.
Maybe not. Probably
maybe
not.
A drip.
But maybe, you know.
Maybe.
But realistically, if we're being really real, the protesters wouldn't have marched with her ass.
Fuck her.
They would be like, we ain't marching with the man.
Her. I can't even emphasize enough fuck her. I just can't. I can't emphasize this enough.
I can already feel the hate mail. I can already feel the.
Well, fuck y'all too.
God. You know what? Listen.
If you mad that I said fuck the queen, fuck you too.
We said what we said.
I said what I said. Fuck her. Tell my dean.
You can find my mom and dad, aka That Black Couple, on the web at thatblackcouple.com. That Black Couple is owned and operated by Color Combos Media. If you would like to help fund our content, sign up at www.patreon.com/colorcombosmedia. Please consider giving us $5 or $10 per month to help us build our platform and grow our organization. You can also give one-time donations at www.paypal.me/colorcombosmedia. All donations are welcome.
Fuck you, your mama and your cousin too. Both of y'all look like hoes, and you got a big ass nose. No?
Let's get that trending, y'all. Let's get it trending.
But
you know what? That's honestly though, that's the energy I'm on right now.
Yeah.
We just finished talking about the Queen. We back now for the third segment.
Yeah.
I'm still heated because now who we talking about is Kanye.
Jesus Lord.
Fuck him too.
Fuck Kanye West.
And I'm actually more mad at Kanye than I am about this whole business with the fucking Queen.
As you should be, because he told us that the President Bush didn't love black people. And then what the fuck are you doing, Kanye? What the fuck? And you know what? He cannot keep blaming Donda. Donda's ass died. How old were we? Jesus Lord. No shame. The loss of a parent is permanent.
But you know what?
I'm gonna tell you from experience. There's a gap in your life that it never stops happening for you. But that can't be a reason to treat people like this for your life.
Honestly, that's who I feel the worst for in this whole situation.
Donda.
This woman was accomplished.
Yeah.
She was smart. She was a PhD.
And the way people talked about her, she was a wonderful person.
People loved her. And then Kanye's ass going to go on a podcast and say he's never read any books. She is in a grave.
And isn't it the same conversation where he's talking about the school he opened in her name?
In her name.
Nigga.
And you're saying you haven't read any books.
It concerns me when SNL can make a skit about you and all they do is say what you just said. Don't do that.
It's scary. It's scary because they do that, and then I'll be sitting there like,
I gotta Google it.
I'm like, wait, are they making this up, or are they just reporting the actual news?
Like, did he say that? And then he did say that.
And that was what he said.
He opened a school, but he don't read no books.
And then this nigga went on Tucker Carlson.
Good night, girl.
Listen. Went on Tucker Carlson. And honestly, I watched a little bit of the interview. As you know, I tried to watch a little bit of Fox News.
We're not gonna talk about
this was even a little bit too much for me. I had to turn it off about 2 minutes in. I was like, this is going to make me vomit. But he was talking to Tucker Carlson. And honestly, I looked at Tucker Carlson in the face. And this nigga was like, he was even like, I don't know what is going on. I'm a little bit scared because... So he was saying shit that was just even more wild, even more unbelievable, even more, straight out the ass.
So here's the thing. This is really complicated because Kanye's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, right? So let's start there, right? So he does daily struggle with mental health needs. Got it. Okay. It's a personality disorder. Got it. He also lost his mother, who he has said many times was the most important person in his life. Okay. Those two things are true. There are lots of people in this world who have bipolar disorder, who have lost parents, who are not out in the world terrorizing other people. He has been terrorizing his ex-wife. He has been terrorizing any partners that she has. He has been setting up a world around himself that I would think makes it hard for his children. He is intentionally antagonizing and stoking racial animus in the country and across the world that has nothing to do with the loss of his mother and with having bipolar disorder. And I just want us to stop essentializing trauma and loss of a parent and mental health crises with the behaviors that we're seeing from him.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. There are plenty of people who have no choice but to have themselves completely together in a world that stigmatizes mental health and trauma. People who are going through all manner of trauma and cannot walk around the street acting like Kanye West because they would be in prison.
But here's the question.
Hold on. Or worse, dead.
Right.
They wouldn't be able to make it through.
And we've seen it.
We've seen it. I've seen police officers, we've got video of this, police officers literally pull up in a mental health crisis and just shoot the person. And Kanye West is walking around and terrorizing us. So I want us to make sure we are not doing that. We are not about to give him no breaks. And
that's the question I have for you, because in all of this, especially when he had this whole thing wearing these, he had this White Lives Matter shirt he was wearing with Candace Owens, and I looked it up, he even had Lauryn Hill's daughter wearing this shirt. And I'm just
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm like, this feels like a personal affront to the whole diaspora, what's happening here. But I'm at the point now, honestly, like you're saying, like, I don't want to chalk this up to say, oh, where he's grieving or he has mental health. But honestly, do you think it's even real? I'm at the point now where I think he's doing all of these things on purpose.
Yes, they're real.
I think it's 100%. I know if I do wilder and wilder things, I'll get more and more attention.
I think it's real. I think that we should be clear that it's real because we literally watched Whitney Houston lose her mind in front of us. We watched her lose it. We watched Michael Jackson lose it. We watched these musical geniuses, these Black musical geniuses who came from nothing, who had very complicated parental relationships, had undiagnosed or diagnosed mental health conditions that were stigmatized, and then had amazing success, remarkable success, unimaginable success. And we saw what happened, right? That's a fact. We see it all the time in Hollywood. And I think we quietly saw it with Prince and we didn't know it, right? Like, these people are taking medications just to close their eyes and go to sleep, right? They have doctors who follow them on tours just so they can have enough medication on hand to calm them down so they can speak to reporters, right? These folks are struggling. They're really, really struggling.
So that also links up to that piece of the interview that I saw with Kanye and Tucker Carlson, because he started to dive really deeply into these conspiracy theories and how, I think he said like the Gap tried to trap him or something,
right,
or try to make him look a certain way. And I was watching it and I just thought, is this what happens when you're a Black person and you just get to a certain level of fame and status and access that you see the puppeteer? Like, you see society's puppeteers, like you look behind the screen and you realize how terrible and how jacked up it is, and you don't recover from that experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we keep focusing on like traditional mental health stuff and traditional diagnoses, and we keep talking about grief, but we're not talking about his Blackness and the fact that inflects all of that, right? The fact that there are certain types of mania that have only been assigned to Black people, like drapetomania, right? Like, there are certain types of neuroses that are experienced only because you're Black, right? Like who knows what that experience is like to be a Black man in that situation? I don't know what that's like. Who does? Very, very few people. Very few people. And this is not me trying to be like, oh my God, what was Kanye? It's actually to say that the system, the structure, the institutions are fucked up. And also his reactions are not okay, right? Like, that the two things can be true simultaneously. Like, the way he feels is valid. I'm sure that we don't know the types of pressures he's under. We don't know what the system is doing to him. We don't know what the system does and extracts from him. We don't know what Kanye's been through. We have no idea what Kanye has been through. We don't.
That's a unique experience.
We don't actually know. We don't know. And we may never know. But we're watching the reaction to. And we're trying to analyze without even knowing what the inputs are, right? And that's the part that to me is very, very dangerous. I just think rather than us sitting here even and analyzing his reactions or him, continuing to display them, he needs more people, and they need to get him out of the front of everything. He needs to go to a rehab center. He needs to sit somewhere where he can actually work through and heal. And I don't know if it's drug related. I don't know if it's mental health related. I don't know if it's grief related. It might be all of those. It might be none of those. It might be something else, right? But he needs to heal. Healing is embodied, right? Healing is not just in a hospital when you're wearing a gown and you got an IV in your arm and you're waiting for the drugs to do what they're supposed to do, and your body's supposed to create enough white cells to do this and red blood cells to do that and T cells do that, right? That's not just what healing is. Healing is also embodied in the ways that we are able to relate to ourselves. And frankly, Kanye doesn't seem like himself.
Well, and I mean, and this is, you were talking about that and it reminded me of that tweet that you posted where
What?
like, don't you feel conflicted and compelled that out of all of that, now Kim Kardashian looks like the hero?
Yeah.
And that is, my God, that is one of the most complex things when you really, really think about it, because she does look like the hero. Because now in hindsight, you look at their whole marriage and you realize she was trying to hold it together.
She was trying to hold it together.
She actually was trying to support him and try to get him healed
And
the whole
raise
time.
and raise his children at the same time.
Which is wild to even think about now. But what you're saying is right. It's like he needs people, and my fear is that we are past that stage now, because he feels like he's at the stage now where he's just gonna pick the people.
Well, I mean, also think about what we know about gender normativity and heterosexual relationships. I imagine that he thought his people were the Kardashians. He thought his person was Kim. And rather than using his resources and his access to speak with actual healers, folks who are practitioners, who are trained to help people work through whatever he's working through, he probably tried to dump all of it on her and her family and expected these women to stand in the gap for whatever it is that he's seeking help with, that he's seeking to work through it with himself, which is why we slowly watched his demise over the course of the relationship, because he's been leaning on women like his mother and then leaning on women who he's been dating. And now we're watching him with no one to lean on. No one.
He's unmoored.
He's unmoored. He is unmoored. He is unanchored. And we're watching him just kind of float off into the ether.
And what happens when that Titanic crashes into the ice?
That's the problem. And we don't actually know. Because for these different folks, it's been different. For Whitney, it was different. For her daughter, it was different.
For Michael Jackson.
Shoot, we almost watched that happen with Mariah Carey. She had a nervous breakdown. Like these stars, they be struggling, right? And it's at the intersections of race, class, gender, sexuality. Like, this is absolutely rooted in the ways that we experience our own bodies and the ways that the world sees us. And now he's the villain. He did all that Trump stuff. Now he's the villain. I don't know what that's like.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
But I still gotta say, fuck him, no.
Yeah, fuck him, no. But also fuck him, no.
I think me personally, and I think for Black people in general, I think it's gone too far.
We gotta let him go.
And it's not our business no more. It's not. Yeah. This is not for us to.
We gotta let him go. Because that's the other thing too, right? The other part of this is that when people continue to, when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. But also when people continue to abuse, no matter what the reasons are or their intentions are, or what put them in the situation to be abusive, we have to acknowledge it's abusive.
And that's my thing recently is it's a choice.
It's a choice.
Right? Like we have been screaming and yelling. We have had that guy from TMZ had a whole thing. I think Charlemagne did. Like everyone has been trying. We've all been trying.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, we have to all acknowledge everyone gets choices in life.
Yes.
And you make a choice.
Yeah.
And these are things, whether it was one specific choice or it was choosing to ignore a lot of things or not get the help that we like, whatever it was, us being here is a choice. Yeah. And we didn't have to be here.
No, we didn't.
And it was not a choice that we made. So we are not beholden to the choice.
But I also think that with Kanye in particular, his choices have been so self-destructive in the last decade that we have to stop. We have to stop babying, and we have to stop coddling, and we have to stop acting like, this is a kitty glove situation. He's escalating, and he continues to use his platform to inflict violence on women mainly his ex-wife. And he has children who are old enough to see this, who are also victims of all of this. And so if we give a shit about women and children, even if that woman is Kim Kardashian, right? If we give a shit about safety of families, if we give a shit about people, right, who don't deserve any of the treatment, right? Those kids didn't do anything.
Nope.
They don't deserve any of this. And if we do give a fuck about people like that, then we should be like, fuck Kanye.
Thank y'all for listening. Before you go, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ThatBLKCouple, on Facebook at ThatBlackCouple, and look us up on the internets at www.thatblackcouple.com.
Bye.